Okay guys, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that little sped up footage. If you just skip to this bit, that is fine. Let us get on with the final builds, and I think we're gonna go in reverse order. So these are already ranked and everything. We already marked all the scores because this is a couple of days after the build battle that I'm recording this bit of the video, but shh, no one has to know. So we're going to start off with the green team. The green team came in 3rd place, and this is the finished plot. So what we're going to do is going to talk about the things that were good about it, the things that were bad, and talk about the scores. Because that isn't something that they know. They don't know why they only got so many points for each bit. So here we go. So first off, this section here of nature, they spent a lot of time on this early on. Looks really good. I love the rock here. I just really like that, and the stream coming down. I think maybe a bit of biome work in this grass, or making it a bit more dirt, or just adding a bit more of the 31:0 shrub and stuff like that. Just make it a little bit more dead, maybe, would look really nice. But yeah, I really like this section here. That's kind of cool. And then on the other side, not as detailed, and they literally only started doing this in like the last 5 or 10 minutes. So that is why. They wasted a bit of time all the way right at the end. Just got it looking, you know, you can tell it's a bit spam. So they've used that bush over here, the shrub. If they used that over there, I think that would have looked a little nicer as well, because there's some sections over here where it does look a little empty. Bridge. The bridge is quite nice, bridge is fine. Don't have much of an issue with the bridge itself, and I like the carts on it, going into the actual Dwarven entrance, which is cool. So let's actually talk about the big Dwarven entrance. First of all, the helmet idea, really cool. Really like this crown. Now early on they were going for this Roman Greek style thing with the slopey roof, and they spent so much time working on that. Really wasted a lot of time, and in the end they ditched the idea. So if they'd have gone with this idea straight away, I think this plot could have been a lot better, and it could have got a lot better marks. So that's another thing, is try and have an idea of what you want to build before you get into the build battle. And you know, communication is good, and you want to try and get those. If you have little problems like that, it's hard to get back. The biggest issue with this plot for me is this cliff. The cliff face is just a mix of like 5, 6, 7 different materials in a world edit brush, not painted, just brushed, and just like, yeah, that'll do. And that is what's really let this down. So we'll go through the scores. The green team, completeness of the plot. Now these weren't really well thought out, these categories, so you'll have to bear with me, but completeness was how complete the plot looks, how it feels, and stuff like that. And we only got a 6 for that. Again, this section over here feels a bit rushed, this feels a bit empty, and the cliff is just it's just a mix of random materials, so they didn't score very high on that. The other bit, style, 7. The style I quite liked, but it needs tweaking. So this crown here that they've got over the helmet, I think it's a crown anyway, I really like the idea, but it's not really thought out. It just needs to stand out from the cliff, and they've got that moss mixed in still. They've got this stone here. It just seems out of place. They've just used it for the sake of using it. So you know, you want that to stand out more. Maybe mix in some of this volcanic rock if you wanted it to still be like that rocky feel to it, or use more of this lapis-y block. I'm saying lapis because the water version is lapis. 1:10 I think it is. And then use more of this lighter granite looking texture for the main cliff. You know, just subtle differences in the textures to make the things that you want to stand out. I think that would have improved a lot on the actual outside of the build. And detail. So again, detail, just a couple of wildflowers or something around here, maybe a bit more. Some dirt in the grass instead of it just being patchy. There was some quite good detail, but you know, just needed a little bit more. I think a little bit more time, and these guys could have done really well. But like I said before, they wasted a lot of time with that concept earlier on that they didn't end up going with. And the other little thing was inside here. I did ask for a small entrance hall. This was a little bit too small. And the same with another plot that we're going to see in a minute. There was only one that sort of really did what I was expecting or what I was imagining. So you'll see that in a bit. But yeah, I think that's about it for this plot. The overall score, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 7, 19. Yeah, 19 out of 30. Not bad. Could have been worse. At one point, I thought that they'd completely lost it, but they pulled through in the end, and they've come up with something that's pretty good. And then let's go on to the next one then. So Red Team came in second place, and people are like, oh, Red Team came in second because Realityh was on this team, and everyone was just like, oh, well, he's moderator, so he's going to win. But yeah, so these came in second place, and there's one main reason. Me and Pocket argued a little bit about this plot, because we weren't sure which was best, which one was just edging it, and it all came down to the style. So if you look at the terrain and you look at the detail in the terrain and everything, it's just, there's not really much you can say about it. It's wrong. It's really, really nice, but it's not really Dwarven. This, to me and to Pocket, just looked like a medieval gatehouse, like a keep or a castle in the side of a mountain. Not really defined style. It's not like, if you pictured Dwarven, you wouldn't be picturing this. So let's go through some of the things. So unlike the green team, who just brushed it, this was really painted, the terrain. You can see sections where the rock is darker in these crevices. You've got the 1 colon 10 and the 1 colon 5, and you've got the normal and the mossy stone on the ridges and stuff like that. So it's that's what I was saying about using the subtle differences in the textures to make things stand out that you want to stand out. And the other thing as well is the gravel patches down here, and just a mix of the dirt in the grass. It's not all grass, it's not all the patchy dirt. It's like mixed in gravel where there's near the stone, it's mainly dirt, there's bits of grass. It just really adds to the nature and makes it look quite interesting. This bridge is a really cool design, I thought. So I just really, really liked that. And even like subtle little detail like this here, that block, and then the stone buttons, just really, really nice. Adds a little bit of depth. So for completeness, this plot got an 8, and this is why. Big empty room at the top here, no real way to get around. You know, he's got like this little room here that was going to be something and then wasn't. And the same on this side, you've got another one, and it actually just goes down here, and then it's just a black hole. So, you know, they couldn't complete it in the time limit. And I think that was mostly they spent so much time detailing this river, which looks awesome, and that's where they got a lot of the points from, that when it came to doing the actual front entrance bit, they lacked the time. So, again, another time constraint, but that's the point of building to a time limit. That's the fun of it, is challenging yourself. So, yeah, that, and also Pocket mentioned this. So they've got a top section here, and I was thinking, how do you get up here? What's the point of this? There's no, like, doorway or something in the mountain to get up here and to defend it. But there is actually a little staircase here that goes all wiggling down the mountainside, and then comes out here. And there's no, like, gate or blockade or anything that you can put on this bridge. So, you know, the enemy can just attack and then just run up this cliff, I suppose. I mean, it's still defensible, but, you know, maybe have that stairway coming inside a little bit. And again, with the entrance hall, it's a little bit better, I would say, but this is still more of the front gate. I would want to see what's behind that front gate. That's more what I had in mind, but again, that might just be my instructions not being as clear. But the overall score for this plot, 8 plus 8.5, that's 16.5 plus 6, 22.5. Really good score, and I think the winning plot, which we're about to see, got 24, so it was only a 1.5 score difference, so it was a really, really close match. So let's go and look at the winning one, and hopefully you guys agree with me. this, style-wise, when you think Dwarven, I think this really stands out a little bit better. Still some things that could have gone differently, but I really like the look of this. So we'll talk about the good stuff, then the bad stuff. So the good stuff, the style is really defined. Like you might have saw earlier in the video, they spent a lot of time working on this front bit, and then went into doing all the terrain, where everybody else was doing the terrain first. So they got a lot of time on actually defining the style of the front facade, I guess. And the colours I really like. There is a couple of biome issues, which I'm not too sure why. But yeah, so the colours really worked well, I thought, and it just looks really cool. And I think it's a little bit too blocky, and I would like to see the mountains sticking out a little bit more. But again, with the mountain, like the green team, they've got this rock here painted in, and then they've got these ones here, so it's like sort of accenting and highlighting the areas, which really works well. So the style actually got 9 out of 10, because it's just really defined, and you really know what you're getting. We'll quickly just go look inside, because this is what I was expecting more of. It's just a small hallway, but it really adds to the style and really adds to the feeling of the plot and the atmosphere, and just bringing it together, and makes it feel more Dwarven than just like the other two, which was just like a small porch, I guess, to the actual entrance. That feels a little bit nicer in my opinion. Now let's get on to the bad stuff. So completeness got an 8 and detail got a 7 on this plot. Sorry about that, interruptions again. Yeah, so the completeness got 8 and the detail got 8 and the detail got 7. Lost where I'm up to now, I've lost my flow. And that is mainly down to this section down here and the top section up there. So if you look at them down here, it's very spammy. You know, it's mostly tall grass and tall ferns, and over here, you know, 3 there of the lilacs. The lilacs look very spammed, they don't look sort of grouped together. And you've got like this block bush, what's it called? A heather block there. You've got a couple of these rocks about, and it just doesn't look as nice as, say, the red team's plot. You need to have more, like they had the dirt gravel around these rocks and stuff like that, help blend it in a little bit more. So they've got some of that detail here. They just need to be consistent with that throughout the rest of it. And up the top, more of the same. The top up here looks very empty, looks pretty plain, and it just looks rushed, which I think this might have been like the last 15 minutes as well of the competition they started doing this. So again, just overuse of these double talls, and it just doesn't really look great in my opinion. And Pocket was the same. He was like, and that's where the difference between the blue team and the red team sort of balanced each other out. Red team went more on detail, blue team went more on style, and the style just edged it for the blue team, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And oh, we have an error, unless that's meant to be broken or something. Is that meant to be like that? All the others look fine. Maybe it's just that one's broke. So an error probably in copy and pasting, but yeah, I actually didn't notice that before. Maybe they lose 0.1 of a mark on completeness then, so I think they got 7.9 instead of 8, why not? Yeah, so that is it for this build battle video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I actually really enjoyed doing the build battle myself, even though I didn't take part, but just like hosting it. There is going to be another one soon. I'm going to be putting up another video, probably like right after this one. I was going to film it and just add it onto the end of this video, but I think that'd be a bit too long. So there's going to be a second video coming out probably tomorrow or the day after, from whenever this video gets uploaded, and that will be explaining when the next one's going to be, hopefully quite soon. And hopefully these are going to be regular things, and either myself or Pocket are going to be hosting them, but that's all going to be in the next video. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you're looking forward to seeing more in the future. If you are, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. I actually did a good outro. Damn it. I said intro. Damn it. It was going so well.